Hello, everybody. This week we're doing something that I've been really excited to do since I started doing Quiltbag. And this week we are finally sharing with you our coming out stories. Yay! Um, so I came out almost exactly a year ago, actually. I want to tell you the one that's most important to me. Um, and that was coming out to my mom. So it was over Thanksgiving break last year. My mom and my grandma and grandfather came up here, and I knew I didn't want to tell my mom over the phone or by email or over Skype or something. So I waited and waited until she got here, even though, I had known for a while. And I had come out to people up here and to my roommate and to some of my friends. But one night, and it gets really cold here at this time of year, so I was kind of freezing and shaking at the same time. So there's this big park downtown, and I was just like, hey, Mom, we don't have to go to dinner yet. Do you want to go on a walk? Because we were just going to talk. And, oh my God, even my stomach's getting nervous as I'm saying this. I always knew my mom would love me no matter what. I wasn't scared that she would kick me out or would stop paying for college or disown me or tell me she didn't love me or was disappointed in me or something. I mean, I've grown up around gay people my whole life. My roommate at the time is gay. I've always been friends with gay guys, and her best friend growing up is gay. So I wasn't worried about that, but I was mostly just worried that maybe she wouldn't understand. Because I know bisexuality is not something that was really was talked about even less then, and it's still something that not a lot of people understand, and that has a lot of bad information about it out in the sort of mainstream consciousness. But so we're walking in the park, and I am getting so nervous. I can barely speak. And finally, I say, Mom, I have something to tell you. And I just started to cry. And I was like, I'm not like pregnant. I'm not dropping out of school. I'm not failing. Nothing like that. And she was like, okay, good. What is it? Just tell me what it is. And I just said, Mom, I like men and I like women. And she just kind of looked at me like, okay. And she was like, all right, okay. And I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect just flat out acceptance. I don't know what I expected, but I expected there to be some kind of what? Or what do you mean? Or what are you talking about? But no, it's just okay. And then she went on to tell me this little anecdote that I probably could have lived my whole life without having to know, which I will not tell you because if she saw this, she would probably be embarrassed. But it does involve a woman who I know and who sent me graduation money and who I've met before, and it was very awkward. Yes. And we walked around for a while after that, and I really tried to explain it to her and, let her know that this wasn't a phase. This isn't just something I'm doing because I'm having shit luck with guys. I've always been this way. I told her about the first girl I ever liked when I was a freshman in high school. And she she was just like, all right, I don't know why it was such a big deal. I couldn't believe, I couldn't believe that it was just so easy for her to accept when it had taken me forever to accept and to realize. And while at that time, like after she left, she didn't completely get it still. She didn't realize, that I, I don't want to get married, but I could end up living and choosing to be with a man or a woman for the rest of my life. You know, it's not like, oh, well, I mean, I might have a girlfriend, but I'm going to end up with a guy. No. And I explained that to her. I was like, Mom, I don't like men more than I like women. I like men and women. And it's not more likely for me to end up with a guy than it is for a girl, or a girl for, I don't know who I'm going to end up with. And after a while, I really helped her to understand, and she wasn't resistant to it at all. She really wanted to know what I was feeling. And then over the summer, I was on Skype, and I mentioned having like a crush on one of my roommates, or one of my friend's roommates. And she was like, "Oh, well, who is he?" And I was like, "It's a girl. Her name is Katie." And she was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Do you have any questions? Like, do you want anything to ask me anything?" And no. And then we just continued on our Skype conversation. And I was like, "All right." And while I think she may not completely get it sometimes, my sister doesn't care. She could give a shit. And then I told my grandma over the summer, and she was like, "Hannah, I kind of knew." I think it was because I was fawning over Rachel Maddow earlier. And also, perfect timing, right after my mom and I got back from the park, my grandma was in her hotel room watching Ellen. And she was like, Ellen is a nice looking lady. If I were a lesbian, I think I'd be into her. And it just made, it was so perfect. And I am so grateful to my family, and to have had a family who's reacted this way, to have a family who's so supportive. I feel really blessed for that. And I just want to say, because I know some of them watch this sometimes, that I love them. I love you. And if you guys want to share your coming out stories, you can share them in the comments below, or you can put them in our inbox on our YouTube channel, or on our blog, or on our Facebook page. And share your stories, your experiences with coming out with us, because we would love to know them. So I hope everyone has a good holiday. See you next week. Bye.